When Cristiano Ronaldo left Europe on December 30th, 2022, it wasn't just a transfer. It was the first domino in a plan that could destroy European football as we know it. Welcome to Football Codes. I'm your name, and over the next 8 minutes, you're going to discover why the most powerful clubs in Europe are losing sleep. And I guarantee that after this episode, you'll never look at transfers the same way again. Ready to uncover the truth nobody wants to tell you? Let's begin. Remember the first reactions? European executives were laughing quietly. It's just retirement money, they said. A whim of a 37-year-old player, others commented. Florentino Perez from Real Madrid, we wish him the best in his new adventure. Juventus, thank you for everything, Cristiano. It seemed like a cordial farewell, right? But wait, why then, just 3 days after the announcement, was there an emergency meeting between Europe's main sporting directors? Why did Pep Guardiola cancel his vacation to meet with Manchester City's board? Why did this single move make every European sporting director nervous? Here's the part nobody has told you. Saudi clubs weren't buying Ronaldo. They were buying global credibility. 533 million euros over 2.5 years. But listen to this. Of those 533 million, only 90 were direct salary. The rest were image bonuses, league promotion, cultural ambassadorships, and marketing contracts that made Cristiano the visible face of Saudi Arabia to the world. Do you realize what was happening? They weren't paying for a football player, they were paying for international sporting legitimacy. And here's what scared Europe the most: the subliminal message. If the best player of the last 15 years accepts to play in Saudi Arabia, what message does that send to the rest of the football world? And this wasn't the end. It was just the first warning. And then the avalanche began. Benzema, Kanté, Mahrez, Fabinho. But wait, because what really panicked Europe were the names nobody expected. Ruben Neves, 26 years old in full footballing maturity. Jota, 26 years old with his best football ahead of him. These weren't veterans looking for one last millionaire contract. These were players in their prime. Do you know what happened in Liverpool's offices when Fabinho announced his departure? Jurgen Klopp had to call an emergency meeting because 3 more players asked for information about Saudi offers. At Chelsea, Kanté didn't renew his contract. At Manchester City, Mahrez rejected the extension. At PSG, they started fearing for Mbappé. Do you see the pattern? It wasn't coincidence. It was an orchestrated strategy to systematically weaken European competitiveness. If legends and young promises are leaving, who will be next? And here's the reality that Europe discovered too late. This was never about some stellar signings. This is a long-term geopolitical strategy using football as a soft power weapon. While Real Madrid and Barcelona fight over 50 million euros, Saudi Arabia has allocated $25 billion to become the new mecca of world football before 2030. The most terrifying part? This is just the first act. The names that have left so far are just to get attention. The real offensive is coming now, and it's directed at players that Europe considers untouchable. The first impact was strong, but the next wave will be even bigger, and Europe might not be ready. Do you want to know which players are on Saudi Arabia's secret list for 2025? And why Florentino Perez can't sleep peacefully? Then don't miss the next episode where we'll reveal the names that will change everything. Hit like if this information blew your mind, subscribe so you don't miss any detail of this series, and comment which player you think will be next to fall. See you in the next episode where things get really intense.